Hello, thanks for joining me here at the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. I'm going to do the reading, which is sort of a creative cycle reading that's also talking about enlightenment for inspiration. And this is for people born during the dark half of the year, which you'll see in the title denoted. So we're going to start with the center card, and our question for this card. Oh, by the way, look for the timestamp below because I do an intuitive portion of this reading, which most people would probably enjoy more so than how I start with the interpretations from the author's deck. So please jump ahead if you want to. So anyway, our first question for the center card is, how can I allow the energy of the Ascended Master to help me live a more sacred reality, to heal and be more spiritually attuned? And from the Crystal Mandala Oracle, you have Goddess Gaia and Ocean Jasper with the theme of goodwill for this month. So this is the card that's really in the position of your higher mind, your inspiration that is sort of beyond your earthly realm. Let's see what the author has to say here. When purification is offered, you need to release something that isn't serving you. It could be anything from a relationship to a belief system, a physical toxin that has become stuck in your body, or an emotional block preventing you from taking the next step on your life path. It may even be physical possessions that don't mean as much to you as they once did, that could be given away to help another instead. This creates space for you to receive what is meaningful instead. All right, and so we are going to go around this wheel in a clockwise direction. I'm going to start, though, not in the top center, but just off center to the left, with the Hungry Ghost card from the Wisdom of Hidden Realms. Now, this position, we are asking the question, how are things around my accomplishments? What should I preserve and what should I let go of? So the themes of this card are obsessions, scarcity consciousness, and attachment, which seems to be echoing the center card. When the hungry ghosts appear on your path, they may not at first seem like allies because they represent your constant focus on the past and the consuming desire to know the future, which rob you of your true present. But in fact, they are here in the service of alerting you to obsessive thinking and addictions. They're masters at magnifying repetitive behaviors. The message is for you to examine whether you're doing the same thing over and over while expecting a different result. This time will be different, and I have control over this, are false statements and a sign of deep denial of the truth. Now is the time to let go of that thinking. Surrender your will, your life, your heart's desires, and all that pains you to the divine. Order will be restored in your world. Okay, our next position is in that top center, and we are going to ask, how can I dream light into life with the intention to create an ideal harvest from it? And from the cosmic reading cards, we have Cosmic Connection. This card brings the message of divine support and illumination. Your vibration is being raised to higher levels with greater understanding, insight, and perception. It is no coincidence that you are finding yourself in sync with new people whose vibrations are at a similar frequency to your own. These new connections are bringing you greater clarity and reflecting the radiant light within you. Yes, there are challenges that surround you, challenges that can really tug at your heartstrings, but please understand that these challenges come to you at this time to help you grow and evolve to higher states of consciousness. Okay, how can I purify, prepare, and commit to inspired creativity? From the Witch's Oracle, you have Wizard, spiritual impeccability. Wizard reveals that you have the potential to be charismatic and influential at this time. But beware, for Wizard carries a cautionary note. Are you being used or using another? When you find that you are in a position of authority, control, or influence, ensure that your powers are utilized for the greater good and not for personal prestige or gain. Do not be tempted by your ego. Impeccability is essential if one is to retain magical or spiritual gifts. Current circumstances may be a test to show how much spiritual wisdom you deserve to carry. Move forward with integrity. How can I balance active and resting or reflective energies in life to seed new creativity? From the Mystic Sisters Oracle, you have Madame Soleil, generosity and magnanimity. The sun goddess lives in the light, and there is nothing difficult or complicated about her. She emanates truth, clarity, and creative energy, and she inspires generosity. Drawing this card is very fortunate and reminds you that the more love you give, the more love you'll receive in return. It is a call to open your heart wide and let the light of the sun goddess in. Allow it to radiate back out of you towards others. Practice a warm-hearted approach to every situation you come across. You'll find your whole outlook will be more cheerful, optimistic, and idealistic. How am I experiencing pleasure and freedom with my creative commitments? From the Mystical Healing deck, you have Take Positive Action. Stop procrastinating and delaying what needs to be done. If you take steps forward now, you will create potent momentum, where many new possibilities you haven't yet considered will show up. If you hold back, you will open the doors to old, fearful habits, which will make you doubt what you are doing. Your will is the most underdeveloped aspect of you and requires conscious effort from you in order to progress. This action may require you to study something you have tried to avoid or have been holding off on completing. You may need to pay attention to your emotional, mental, or physical health and make a time to see an appropriate practitioner or commit to a powerful detox protocol. The most important thing is to stop putting things off, things that need urgent attention, and engage your will. How am I abundant around my inspired, light-filled creative endeavors? From the Star Temple Oracle, we have the Oracle. Forecast. I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. Despite being the youngest sister of the Pleiades, Selena is the wise and highly intuitive oracle of the Star Temple. She appears to you now to guide you forward on your spiritual quest for intuitive illumination. She also affirms that you are an oracle of the light yourself. You have the gift of prophecy and the ability to shine your intuitive torch to lead and enlighten lost souls. Embrace your intuitive intelligence and focus on service. See, know, feel, and express your innate awareness with honorable intentions. Trust in your own inner oracle and cosmic link to the divine. Okay, so our next card is addressing how can I protect myself without fear through new resources I've manifested. From the Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle, you have plant the seed of a new template. Do not feel obligated to follow the dictates of society. Go against the grain. Everything you need to succeed is within you. The painting is a vision of the profound Vedras master from the Siberian Taja, Anastasia. She is the inspiration and subject of the remarkable Ringing Cedars series of books. She reveals the interconnectedness of all life and a template for harmonious living upon the earth. She rewrites history and explains how we are all divine beings with her revolutionary vision for man in the 21st century. And the last card is from the Transcendent Journeys deck, and it's going to look at the question of how will my gratitude and wisdom gained through reflection on my new growth help me create new opportunities. And you have looked to nature for healing, the essence of Bridget. Keep your sacred fire burning bright. Use natural herbs and healthy alternatives when possible. Connecting to nature clears the mind and puts things in perspective. Bridget means exalted one. She was thought to be the daughter of Dagda, the supernatural chieftain of the Tuatha De Danann. This group of highly evolved humans is said to have come in a ship out of the sky. They lived with the terrestrial humans for a long time, imparting their knowledge of poetry and music as well as healing plants, firecraft, and other survival skills. Eventually they retreated to the inner earth and came to be regarded as gods. As a mother goddess, Bridget protected newborn lambs in spring, and her eternal flames kept burning. She carries Irish moss and other medicinal winter herbs in her bag. Find what you need to do to keep the sacred flame burning within you, and it will feed your soul. Okay, we are now going to move into the intuitive portion of this reading. I may or may not stay with the theme of creativity. I'm just going to let myself be guided with this. I am getting this sense of like a ship or some sort of transportation that has integrated into the planet from somewhere else. So there's this feeling of something extraterrestrial even, or a knowledge that is carried through technology of some sort that really can help illuminate and protect something that is very core to you. And there is a lot of energy just sort of surrounding this, which is creating, like you may have been involved in something recently where you've just been in sort of a whirlwind of just energy, and it seems to be condensing into something that's really starting to take form for you in the world. I do see that you may have a cohort, perhaps someone that is a good companion at this time, that you are either helping them stay focused on some light, or they're helping you stay focused on some light, but together you are both wanting to share more of a magical existence. It doesn't have to be overblown, but it's definitely an existence that has a little bit of exuberance to it. And both of you may be in a place where you feel kind of under something and not, given enough exposure, not really where you should be. So maybe you're helping one another see that there's potential elsewhere for both of you. I am seeing that you are very much a multidimensional person at this time, that you are very in alignment with what you're doing. So if you are invested in something, it seems to be that whatever this is has you in sync with just being here in this time right now. Or you will be entering this phase very soon, at least on an energetic level. Your energetic body knows where it belongs. So, in contradiction to the card just before, perhaps in the physical sense, like you're not quite sure of your bearings in the 3D world, but energetically you've got it all together. And you seem to be in mastery of something that you really want to have a long-term potential with. Like it could lead you to something that has that quality of infinity. There is the support of you having built a foundation for this, where you've probably taken a lot of time to study in solitude for these things. You've also experienced a lot of the world and know the world to be a magical place beyond just the mundane. You are also in your power over this, but not fierce about it. And you seem accompanied by, like, the power isn't threatening you, but it's not threatening you or anyone else, but it is protecting you if it needs to. And in your reality, again, like in the physical realm, you might feel a little bit of overwhelm, a little bit disconnected, listful for having more time to yourself and wanting to go within. And somehow being in the world has an illuminating quality to it, but yet it's subdued. It's not as bright as it could be. It's not as fulfilling as it could be. And you may just not be entirely emotionally on fire from this. So you may want to consider if you're accepting second best as your reality, because you want to be alive, you want to be living in the present moment and feel connected to your reality in a way that's energizing you. And maybe some time spent in water and in solitude, thinking about which direction to go, may help you balance out some stuff that's going on here. It may start to at least have you in the process of reconsidering what's your next move. And I see that is really about connecting from the heart space. It seems like if you can refocus in this part of yourself, this is where you will find your ability to restore your vitality and to be able to think in ways that are glorious and are big. And this will help start to break up any density going on around you should you feel like there's too much space that is just not serving you. Even meditating could be helpful, as well as practicing some dance or mudras. You may find very enriching for your heart space. And again, I'm seeing you trying to start something that you know can grow really large, and you're stepping out in the world to do this, and you may not feel fully supported right now. You may feel a little bit isolated. You may feel like your environment doesn't have all the resources that you need, but you are acknowledging your own inner strength, and you are holding the truth of what you need to grow, and you understand that it can become something. And you may have I almost want to say like a little bit of a trickster energy around you, where you're not quite sure if someone's there to protect you or to harm you. So do watch out, because there may be something fierce that you're not even aware of that is looking at you, that may not be in your highest interest to have, or lurking around in your environment. And this, whatever this is, if it's a person, they seem sort of like a lost soul, like they're misdirected, and they are lonesome, like they're not part of the pack that they need to be part of, and they are not serving their purpose. And for some reason, you're almost a distraction for the work that they need to be doing. It's like a lost type of soul energy around you. So please do stay aware of that, and do not take any responsibility for anything coming from that energy. It's more important that you focus on what you're trying to grow. And it looks like as you are progressing here, you will start to see more and more growth through this, and it will start to make you feel more and more alive. It may be a small start, but what is helping it grow is the passion. So you've got to be really caring about what you're doing. You also will be nurturing it. So there's a part of this like female, mother energy that you'll be giving to it. And it's really something that will then help nourish you, nourish others, and be foundational in this. Like it will be a strong source of nourishment for others. And I encourage you to keep engaging in this, even if things seem hazy, if they seem, kind of barren still. I didn't realize it, but that is our last card. I was just ready to keep going and going. So I guess we'll end the reading there. This is a monthly reading that I'm doing now. Please look on my other playlists if you want to check out any of the other readings I have to offer. I'd love to share them with you. And I'm sending you blessings, and Hope that we'll read together again soon. Take care, you guys.